that red button, right? It's red.
Living it up, Mother Night's on Broadway. I was telling you that.
Go ahead, sing. You can sing.
Singing as we go, singing straight to the heart song, living it up. Mother Night's on Broadway.
See, I can give you a beatbox to even Bee Gees music that no one from even my generation listens to.
I told you that on my way from my house to the studio today, I was gonna start with a Bee Gees song,
right?
And then.
But sometimes, Josh, a song is powerful.
Oh, Nights on Broadway is powerful.
And sometimes, one time's not enough.
I listened to it on repeat all the way here.
And how long is the drive?
I think today it was 32 minutes.
So 10 times you heard that song.
I heard
about a 3-minute jam.
I think it's a 4-minute good 70s. You know, the 70s songs sometimes were a little longer.
I don't. I'm 42. The only songs I heard in the 70s were Twinkle, Twinkle.
I'm not saying I was listening to this in the 70s. I'm saying it was made in
when
the 70s.
When you were 23 in the 70s?
No, that was the 60s.
Are you older than my dad would have been?
I think we were coming up together.
I'm joking.
They froze me like Steve Rogers.
Then score for you.
That would have been great if I'd come out telling Bob Hope jokes. Hey, how about
or
them
if you
trips?
would have come out like Brendan Fraser in Encino Man. And then I could like reacclimate you.
He came out jacked.
I could reacclimate you to like modern society after you've been away for like 20 years.
You know what I think would be a fun
You'd see a real flying car.
You know what I think would be a fun game?
What?
For us to play right now?
What?
Oh, by the way, Joshua.
Freddie Prinze. If you're having
Prinze
a
and the
sip,
Wolf.
I'm having a sip.
You know what I think?
What?
Would be a fun little game?
If
right now we put our thinking caps on and you said, okay, this is the role that you would put me in the Encino Man role.
Like for fucks.
Yeah, for fucks.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a funny, I would put you in, you know, it'd be a funny role for you.
Something I would suck in?
No. You know the Hank Azaria role in Birdcage? Dude!
I don't wear that make me fall down. Agador Spartacus is the character. Why do I know that? That's so weird.
Because he was so good in that. Hank Azaria, by the way, underrated across the board.
First of all, I veto that because my performance would then be compared to Hank Azaria's, and I would get crucified.
That's fair.
Because I can't hang with that dude.
Fair.
You gotta pick a scrub, man.
That's fair. But like, I feel like you would give it a different twist.
Yeah, not a good one. I would just copy that because that's too good.
Is he? I think he's one of the most underrated. Now that I'm thinking about it,
for sure.
Because he can do serious.
People sleep on Hank Azaria.
And funny, right?
Listen.
And The Simpsons.
I don't know if it's always been like this. I'm assuming it has been, and it's just the way we express what we covet most has changed. But when you're beautiful, you get acknowledged a lot more. Mm-hmm. And your talent level exceeds what it actually is. And he's more a character actor guy. And we being preconditioned to like that John Wayne man's man. Yeah. I'm a man's man. And Hank Azaria seems more like the artist's man.
He does.
Which doesn't sound as tough. And that's why I think we don't appreciate those types of actors. Yeah. It's like Sam Rockwell, man. Like, he's one of my favorite actors. He can be scary. He could be a serial killer in a movie. He could be the father that saves the day in the serial killer movie. He could be the victim, first, second, third, or even the black guy who dies before all of them. Mm-hmm. And everybody be like, damn, Sam Rockwell stole that fucking movie. But he doesn't get no love.
He can also
love. And he's a good looking dude.
He can also
but he's
be
not
the
like John Wayne.
He can be the funniest person in the movie.
Yeah, I saw Galaxy Quest 2, bro.
I've
never seen anyone do I'm grossed out better in any movie ever made. When the slime comes off and he's like, and no scream comes out, and you're like, what are they doing? And all of a sudden he just goes, It sounded like when Denzel Washington gets shot in Glory, and he's like,
Oh my God.
I literally rewound that and watched it so many times because I was like, yo, what sound just came out of it?
Dude,
how do you rehearse that? How do you tell the director, hey man, I'm just gonna try something weird here. Like, I'm gonna do this breathing thing, and then like all what I want to say will just kind of come out in a scream. Can I just try something? And the director's like, yeah, sure. Like,
What if that was written?
How do you take that information? Like, I don't even know how you
What if
make
it was
that
written in the
choice.
script, and that's what he sounded it out as?
Like,
yeah. And the writer was like, no, it's more of a.
Some asshole.
Yeah, no, cut. No.
There's way too many O's in
You're
that,
putting
bro.
a g at the beginning. There's no g. It's and the g is after the
It's a silent g.
Yeah.
That's why I put an H after it. Respect what I wrote.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell smacked that fool upside the head.
I think you're right, Sam Rockwell. But
they're both way underrated.
But I think they. Okay. You know what might be an interesting Mount Rushmore, but I don't know one we could do today because it might be one we have to think about.
I had an idea for one,
And
but I don't
have
know if it'll work.
What do you got?
Okay, I saw a trailer for USA's series The Purge, which is based off the movies, and it was going to be if you commit 4 crimes without punishment. What would they be? I know that sounds horrible.
Okay, well let me ask you this.
But I gotta.
Let me ask,
I got 3 for sure.
Let me ask you this.
We don't have to. I know it's not agreeable.
Is it? I like it. Is it crimes?
Like you could rob a bank.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it?
Kill
But
a
is it?
motherfucker.
Is it specific? Like I'm going to rob a bank, or I'm going to rob this particular bank. I would like to punch him in the face, or I would like to punch this particular person in the
Whatever
face.
you want it to be.
Okay, yeah, I'm on board.
That was the easy. Once violence was okay,
Yeah.
and you knew morally I wasn't gonna judge you, you were like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll kill a motherfucker. That's my first, second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, no, mine.
And here are their names.
And addresses, in case anyone wants to.
Oh my God! See? See?
Yeah, no, I could do that one. You know what I was gonna suggest? There was 2 of them I was gonna suggest. Did we do Mount Rushmore of desserts? We did.
For sure.
Okay. What about Mount Rushmore of actors or actresses, obviously, who can seamlessly.
You know, back in the day, we called them both actors.
Who can seamlessly slide in between funny and serious.
Chameleons.
Yeah. Because I don't know that. I think Gary Oldman is a chameleon, but I don't know. I can't think of one funny thing he's done.
He can do funny. I believe it.
But I haven't seen. Like Will Smith can do funny answers.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd call him a chameleon, though, because he looks like Will Smith in every movie.
That's true.
Gary Oldman changes the way he looks. Guy Pearce changes his appearance. I don't know if he can do funny, though. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert? Was that funny? I only saw that once a long time ago.
You know,
that'd be hard.
Guys like Jeff Bridges.
John C. Reilly.
Jeff Bridges.
John C. Reilly.
Might be the top of that list.
That's probably not the bar, but that's like
that's him.
The one.
Because even in movies like, and you probably didn't see this, King Kong.
Of course I saw King Kong where he's like the pilot who's been there too long and he's like, these are the villagers. Don't even worry. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh guys, I'm telling you, you don't want to go on that side of the island.
By the way, King Kong's not that big. Straight up.
How are you gonna what do you mean he's not that big?
In a scale size, as far as like when you put all the monsters next to each other, King Kong is about just over hip high to Godzilla. And now everybody in the modern age has made him just as big as Godzilla, and that's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's not a debate. We're not even going to talk about it.
We're not debating it. I'm just asking a question. Does Godzilla beat up King Kong?
Oh, fuck yeah. He's way bigger. It's not even a fight.
Does Godzilla beat up all of those made up?
Have you heard the term Godzilla, King of All Monsters?
I have not.
Okay, well, they're doing a movie now that's getting ready to come out, and it's from the Japanese world. Godzilla is the king of all monsters.
And so who beats Godzilla?
Look, he's lost fights, but he always comes back.
Right.
That's the trick.
So how come he lives?
Like Mothra's no joke.
Yeah, but where does he live, Mothra? And why are they so lazy?
Did he come from a volcano?
Why are they so lazy with naming that thing?
Man, give him a break.
Dude, it's a moth, but it can't just name
it was
moth.
the 70s.
How about Moth Rock?
Stan Lee wasn't coming up with the crazy names back in the day. It was Iceman.
I know.
His power was ice.
Iron Man, Spider-Man.
Yeah, so, as the times evolve, the names evolve. And it gets more esoteric, like Lobo. What does it mean? Oh, he's a bad guy, but he's a good guy. He's a loner. But then it gets like that. But back then it had to be very specific because it was the motherfucking 50s, 60s, and then, that's when you were born, the 50s. And 40s. Then in the 70s,
40s.
When
I was with John C. Reilly when he crashed. We crashed on that island.
You're a World War II pilot, veteran.
When I was growing up, the people from across the street from us, the guy across the street from us was a World War I vet.
That's no joke. That's when planes were falling out the sky without getting shot.
And he had a trunk full of stuff. and he wanted to give to us when he passed away. And my mom was like, "No war stuff," and I'm like, "But there's like real cool shit." So she threw away all the shit but kept the trunks because they were cool. But you know what they had? You know what we did have for a little while? There were these huge ass winter gloves, but with that you would slip your
trigger finger
out, and it had a separate spot for the trigger finger when you wanted to pull. And with these cool,
that was like a lesser glove, or was it exposed?
It was a glove in the glove.
That's crazy.
But they obviously made them because they were going through incredibly crazy temperatures, but they had just that one finger that would slip out and slip into a different finger that you could pull the trigger with these giant mittens.
So World War I is my blind spot as far as like war history goes for our country. Like I was obsessed with World War II.
It might have been World War II, Trunk, but I forget which one.
It depends on the decade.
It was in the 80s. World War I think was in 1920. Like what's the dates on that? Like 1910, 12, or is that the War of 1910, 12?
Well, there was that war, but World War I is my blind spot. World War II is late 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
So Hitler becomes chancellor in 1933. That's when he starts to progress to take over the party. End of the 30s, he's taking over that little territory next to Germany, Poland, and then building out, and then World War II full on in the 40s with the whole Navy adventure and all that.
I can't tell you for sure. I don't know if this is going to come as a huge shock for you, but I'm not like a World War I, expert. Yeah. Right.
So well, you couldn't think of the word trigger finger, so.
No. I had my high live last night.
That's what I was about to.
And so my brain is like, by the time when we get here in the morning, my brain is.
It's my reward.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes my brain, depending on what happened the night before, sometimes my brain, takes a little bit for the oil and the grease to really get the things turning in my head.
We'll grease it up.
I had a great time in Orlando this weekend. I was in Orlando, Prince and the Wolf fans. Amazing. I want to say one thing real quick. We had a bachelorette party on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Maybe Friday.
You love it when those.
You
like when they talk.
Well, here's the deal. And I'm going to say this again, everybody. I do not care. People are like, it's your job. First of all, it's really not my job. My job is...
Hey, that's what my dad used to say. Yeah. It's not my job, man.
My job is to tell jokes. And your job is to come and listen. However, if you are that person who feels like they need to be part of the show, and you're talking to me, I don't care if you talk to me. I generally am pretty good at shutting those people down. In a friendly way. I do it in a friendly way.
But they're drunk. They think they can compete.
Yeah.
That's liquid courage.
It's funny to me. Once again, guys, I'm going to say this again. There was a bachelorette party. They talked through the first act. They talked through the person who came to do their guest set. He came to do tape a set so he could send it to late night shows. They were talking so loud, he had to stay for the second show and tape again. They talked through the middle act. And I'm standing there watching them. And it's a bachelorette party.
They didn't come for a comedy show. They came to party.
They're fucked up. But at some point, one of them has to be sober and be the grown-up. None of them were. I'm on stage. And I test the waters a little bit. And I said, hey, everybody, bachelorette party's here. Thank you guys for coming and joining us tonight. And thank you for not wearing dick hats. And I look over because I'm going to see if they're going to interact with me. They were talking so much, they did not even hear me acknowledge them. So at about 10 minutes later, I say to everybody, hey, because there were two tables that were just talking, not to me.
How much time has gone by before you get on to do your set?
35 minutes.
How many drinks in do you think they are by the time you're on set?
Counting what they had before they got there?
Like 5 deep?
At least!
Okay.
And the bachelorette, God bless her, she's having a great time, but has already stumbled in and out of the showroom twice with the help of a friend. Okay? And I'm sitting there watching it. And I say, listen, to the two tables. I say, hey, listen, if you guys are going to talk to me, that's one thing. And I'm going to make fun of you and we'll all have fun. But if you're just going to talk at your tables, you're ruining for the show for the people around you. And there are 300 other people in here. And you guys, even though it's your night, you're not more important than them. So if you can't quiet down, somebody from the club will probably come over and start talking to you. They, 2 minutes later, got up and left. They kicked themselves out.
Hey, that's pretty effective.
Yeah, and I was like, that's fine. If they obviously as a group, this is what I thought. Obviously as a group.
And maybe
they were just like, you know what, we can't do this. We should probably go.
I am pretty fucked up.
Yeah. They got up. They didn't pay their bill.
I fucking hate you.
They got up. They left. I got a message. You guys can see it on my Facebook page. I got a message from one of the women.
Oh, that's right. I forget people can like reach out. Oh, she must have been.
I can't believe you're the worst comedian. You kicked us out. It was our Bachelorette special day, and she came, and I was like, I read the whole thing. It was
it
so
long?
Yes.
Did she give you a
and
fair
so delusional. First of all, I didn't kick them out. They kicked themselves out.
Well, she's drunk. She forgot.
But second of all, she goes, if you don't want people laughing at your show, don't be a comic. She goes, we were just laughing.
You're like, I challenge you to write back one of my jokes.
Not only that, there were 300 other people just laughing. And I just didn't like your laughs. No, laughter is encouraged. You were talking.
Yeah, just so you guys know, if you're having fun at Josh's shows, don't laugh. Don't laugh. He will throw you out.
It was so blind. I didn't have a look, man. People get drunk.
She's not gonna apologize.
No, I don't want you to apologize.
Day and age.
But you take a little bit of accountability.
No, you don't. You're not in that day and age.
The other table that I said, hey, can you guys quiet down? They came up to me after the show and they said, hey, we had no idea we were talking that loud. Thank you for saying something. Because they were fucking grown-ups.
Yeah, no, they're just evolved grown-ups. And that's a smaller percentage, man.
Dude.
And a lot of times alcohol makes people think more about the party than the environment.
I was reading their whole thing like, this is the craziest. It was like they were at a different show. They did not hear the other 300 people clap when I asked them to quiet down.
Well, they were busy hearing their own crying conversations and laughing conversations.
So, come to the show, guys. If you want to talk to me when you're at the show, just know that it may not end up for you that well. But we'll have a fun time doing it. If you're going to talk to each other,
it's like when that drunk guy tried to fight Matt Serra at the UFC Hall of Fame, and he's like holding him down and laughing, and he's like, "I'll kill you, man." He's like, "Come on, man, don't say that." He's legit laughing at him, and then the security guy comes and he's like, "All right, you're gonna get off of me." He goes, "Are you gonna be able to hold him, or you?" And the guy's like, Well, he goes, all right, then I'm gonna fucking stay here. Like, he never even sweats the guy. That's how comics are. They don't sweat people in the crowd. They only sweat the
disruption,
the entertainment. So if you're fucking up the show for other people, like even Richard Pryor would just, at a certain point, like if everyone wanted to be in the show and they're up in the cheap seats and he can't hear you anyway, he'd literally just be like, fuck you, shut up.
Yeah.
And would just let you know, like, that's a wrap because these people need to be entertained and I can't hear what the fuck you're saying.
If you're having a good time, we're all having a good time, one thing. If you're fucking it up for other people, that's where I stop joking around. That's all. Now, let me say this.
You're such a dad, comic.
In Orlando.
You're such a dad.
Oh my God. In Orlando, there's...
Just let me party.
I'm just talking and having fun and laughing. There is an amusement park.
That almost went into like Joe Rogan quality. You know that voice he does for like the most like annoying girl you've ever met is probably next to like Tara Strong, who did everything from like Powerpuff Girls to Harley Quinn. It's like that level. Like if he ever took that to an animated show, people would be like, that's the greatest character on animated television. And where you just went, like the end of that laugh, I was like, what? Wait, that was almost next level. Can I do
another voice?
I think so, dude. I think Droopy might have just gotten tapped out.
Hey, but Droopy...
I think Droopy got fucked up.
Well, we'll see, man. I think... I did tell you, by the way, on the way in about the best amusement park ever, right?
Is it called Holy Land?
Holy Land. Guys, if you haven't been to Orlando and gone to see Holy Land, on the website, there's like a list of what, like, if you want to see, like, what time you want to sign up, which crucifixion you want to go to.
What?
Yo, because at the Holy Land...
They do reenactments?
Yeah, man. And you know what they sell in the gift shop? Sandals. Yo, man.
The sandals of peace.
Yeah, but if I'm a kid...
Bro, those are the... You gotta get some sandals of peace.
They better be...
You don't know about the armor of God? You never heard that?
Oh, yeah,
you're Jewish.
Yeah.
Dude, the armor of God's dope. Check this out. You get the helmet of salvation. You get the breastplate of righteousness. You get the shield of faith, the sword of the Spirit, and you walk with your feet firmly in the sandals of peace. That's some sick shit to say to a motherfucker before you go to war, man.
That's some Samuel Jackson shit.
I'm telling you, that's in the Bible, dude. Like, I had to go to Bible. You know I'm a recovering Catholic. Yeah. So that shit's still like in my brain. So I know what the sandals represent. And
what do they represent?
They're the sandals of peace to put on the armor of God to protect you from evil.
What does the robe represent?
Just, don't show
Staying
your
warm.
dick,
Yeah, don't show your dick.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go through the whole build up again. The helmet, and do it like Do it like you're saying it to your troops. What are these for? The helmet is for the do the whole thing.
The helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, the sword of the spirit, and we walk with our feet firmly in the sandals of peace.
Yeah, I got one quick question.
Yes.
What's the row for?
To not show your dick.
Got it. Yeah.
So stupid. Can't believe you never do that. That's gotta be sacrilege. Yeah. You gotta go to hell for that one. You just wrecked. Hold on, man. You just wrecked the armor of God, man.
No, we added to it. No.
You just ruined the holy armor, man. That shit was holy.
Yo, but right now, you know what you did?
I helped you.
Yeah.
That's why they kicked me out, man. I'm a sucker.
Oh my God, that was so fun. Now, let me ask you something, man. Kids are back at school.
Today was my son's first day of kindergarten.
Okay, before we get to his feelings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's talk about yours.
Go through the whole thing. So Sarah cried all night.
Did she really?
Oh yeah, she was a mess. She cried all night. Oh, I can't believe it. She was making these signs for us to take a picture with them so we can.
What are the tears? Just out of curiosity, what are the tears? You feel like they're happy, sad?
Both happy, sad, beautiful, horrible. My baby's growing up. My baby's growing up. Like you go through all of it at the same time.
And do you feel a finality? For me, it was always hardest with the youngest because I knew that it was never happening again.
I don't know. I don't know what that is for us, and if and when we make that decision, that's private shit. But it's a mishmash of emotions, and Charlotte's now old enough to where she works it up, and she's legitimately looking me in the eye and going, Dad, I don't even know if I'm gonna sleep tonight. I never sleep. I've never slept before one of them, which is bullshit. She slept 10 to 12 hours before each one of them, but she was like hyped up and excited because it's the first year her and her brother are going to the same school. They're gonna ride the bus together, right?
School bus?
Yeah, bro. So
are they psyched to ride a school bus?
Oh fuck yeah! So the night before, my wife and I say, Rocky, what are you gonna do in the morning when you wake up? He goes, I'm gonna brush my teeth, Dad. You're gonna fix my hair for me, and then I'm gonna put on my underwear, my socks, my shorts, and my school shirt. I said, that's right, dude. And I go, okay. So I go, so don't forget. He goes, I won't forget. So we go to bed next morning. Charlotte's already done. Like she's 8. She's got under control.
She picked out her clothes the night before?
They wear uniforms.
Oh, got it.
And so it's just, is she gonna wear the blue shirt or the red shirt? Is she gonna wear a skirt?
You like uniforms? You for them?
Pro uniform, yeah.
Me too.
Pro uniform. There's enough competition at school. Clothing
totally
doesn't
agree.
Be a competition.
Totally agree.
So my son handles all his shit. Boom, socks, underwear, teeth are brushed. He comes in. We'll give him this sweet ass like mohawk. He goes, Dad, I have a mohawk for the first day.
Spiked it up?
Yeah, so we spiked it up for him. And he actually looked really cool, man. Like I wasn't gonna say no, but I was like, man, he's gonna look like a dick.
Yeah.
But he looked pretty cool because the girl gave him a good haircut, so it's just kind of more messy than anything. So he's all dressed, he's ready. I'll show you pictures after the show. It's really cute. And we take him to the bus stop, and there's a bigger boy there who my son Rocky loves. His name's Jagger. And he's always like, Dad, what do you think Jagger's playing right now? And I go, I don't know. His dad and him, they play a lot of soccer. He goes, let's go play soccer. Like he wants to be big like Jagger, right? And he sees Jagger at the bus stop. Dad, can we get out of the car?
How old's Jagger?
He's a year old. He's going into 4th grade. Okay. So today's his first day. So he's 9 going on 10. And Rocky goes, can we get out? And Sarah and I hop out of the car. We get him out. And Jagger's dad's so cool. Like there's not even a word. All we've done is wave. And he grabs a soccer ball and he throws it to Rocky right away. And he's like, hey, man, he's just that dad, right? Like he wants everyone to have fun and feel included. And he's a good teacher as well when it comes to sports and coaches his son's baseball team. And his son's you would love it, dude. His son can pitch already and like throws hard and he hits bombs, bombs in his little league. He says he's the second best player on his team because another kid is faster. And he wants to be like great at, but the kid is like an athlete, dude. And he has his hair's all parted and he looks like a little young Republican, but not like a scumbag. Just like nice and sweet boy. And so they play some soccer. The bus gets there. They have a new bus driver named Nate. And my son goes, I have a friend named Nathan. And he goes, well, that's pretty cool. And Rocky goes, I'm Rocky. And he goes, nice to meet you. He goes, you call me Nate. And he gives Rocky 5, and Rocky gets on the bus. He sits next to Charlotte. And Charlotte's like literally going like this, mwah, mwah, like being
to you?
Yeah, like daddy, mwah, mwah, right? It just calls me Pops. Still calls me Pops, which
she does?
Which I love, by the way.
I think that's great.
I love it. And
how long she called you Pops?
For on and off for like 2 years, but now it's like all the time.
How'd that start?
I don't know. I think she heard me say it a few times because I call a guy in my life Pops because that's what one of my mentors used to call my father. He'd be like, yo, your Pops he was a 6'10" dude named Bill Higgins, and he was a big influence in my life, especially when I first moved back to California. He was like, man, your Pops was this, your Pops was that. So whenever my daughter says Pops, I'm always like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Remind me to tell you something that somebody in Orlando radio said about your dad.
All right.
Forget. Okay.
Cool. So we get in the car and Sarah's crying all over again. She's like, oh, I'm glad I didn't put on makeup. So we get back to the house, and then we have to go back there at 9 o'clock because they have like this big ceremony thing and we can take pictures and see the kids. So we went back, we went and saw that. And he marches down with like a 6th grader. That's their 6th grade buddy, somebody who's already done it, and that kid had a 6th grade buddy. And
oh, that's great.
And these kids are involved with them throughout
the school
their
does
schooling.
That?
From kindergarten to 12th grade. Yeah, the school, that's like policy.
That's a great idea.
So they're constantly like seeing what the next level is, right?
But you're also teaching the older kids to give
back. Absolutely. Yeah. And they remember that. And these kids are always there for them. I used to see Charlotte's buddy with her all the time at lunch, even though Charlotte was a 1st grader or kindergarten, and this girl was a 6th grader. She would take time away from her cool friends and be like, Charlotte, I love your bracelet. And
but it makes you want to be that older person who gives back.
Exactly.
It's a great idea.
100%. Just like Rocky wants to be Jagger, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's all he talks about. So we were there, and I talked to a bunch of the parents. Most of them are super sweet and super nice. Some of them I already know because they have siblings, just like my daughter does, that are now in the school. And it was a good morning. That's why we're starting a little late today. But it was a good day. A lot of tears, a lot of laughs, and a lot of dads going, all right, we got enough pictures. Let's sit up.
Yeah, I think it's great, man, and I am going to toot your horn for just a second, but just know that it's been my experience, maybe not 100% of the time, but the kids who are excited to go to school and who are getting on that bus for the first time with confidence is because you've instilled a certain amount of love and confidence in your kid where he's not scared to leave you. I think it's really, dude. I'm like,
Rocky
really
is
good.
definitely ready for school.
But that's because you've instilled in him the confidence that, like, we're always gonna be here. There's no reason to ever be scared to.
Oh no, I feel you on that. But he has,
awesome.
like, the things they're going to be working on are going to be easy for him. In the last year of his life, when he got home, every single day, even sometimes on weekends, not every weekend, but he would go through his letter book, trace his letters, work on capitals, the difference between capital. Already, this is before kindergarten, because we wanted him to have confidence when they sat down and the teacher said, okay, here comes the letters, here comes this. Like, my little dude's already doing math, man. He's only 5. Like, and he's doing legit math. Like, legit, where I couldn't do math till I was like 27 years old, man. Right, I gotta go on YouTube and relearn algebra so I can help my daughter who'll be learning that probably next fucking month. Like, I'm not even playing, man.
Can I tell you something?
I had to relearn FOIL, first, outer, inner, last.
Dude, the first time my daughter brought me a math question I didn't know how to do, you know what I told her?
Call your uncle.
I go, listen, I can't do your work for you.
I'll check it.
I go, you're gonna have to figure it out yourself. And so Beth was like, that's really smart. I go, I don't fucking know how to do that. I'm going to look it up real quick while she's trying to figure it out herself. I don't fucking know how to do that. Quick, Google how to do that. Like, I took a picture and sent it to my brother who was a math teacher. And he was like, do you know how to do that? I go, no. I said, you know what I'm going to do? And he said, what? I go, listen, I'm going to, under the guise of wanting him to spend more time with his uncle, I'm going to hire you as a tutor. I was like, but I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Like, I'm going to teach him how to do it wrong. He was like, it's probably a good idea for me to come over. I'm like, yeah, it's a really good idea.
But that's great. Yeah, you had a brother who could hook it up, man.
Dude, I'm in Orlando.
You're in Orlando.
I'm on a show called The Monsters. And
wait, you didn't even tell the people about Holy Land.
I'll get to Holy Land.
Okay.
This I like more. There's a dude behind the glass taking the calls and doing all this stuff. So, by the way, on Saturday late show, I was going off on tangents the first 15 minutes or something. And I said, I apologize to anybody who doesn't follow my podcast and think that I'm crazy right now, but like...
No, this is just...
I just jump around a little bit.
Procedure.
And there were two people in the front row like, Yes, he does.
I know.
Dude behind the glass who takes calls and stuff. He says, "Hey, can I chime?" Because we were talking about the podcast, we were talking about you, and some guy was like, "Hey, I just want you to know that you should tell him that his dad had such a profound, because he grew up in Miami, had such a profound effect on my childhood and my household. And I don't know if he knows this, but when his dad passed, it had a huge effect on the Latino community." He said that my parents openly wept.
Oh yeah.
He said because, you know, and after the show, he was like, think about Black Panther and all the stuff that young black kids are saying. We finally saw somebody. He said, we had never seen a Latino on TV that wasn't a drug dealer or a criminal.
They had Desi, but Desi
Not the same, dude.
wasn't grinding it out.
Yes.
Like most Latinos were. Desi had made it, so it wasn't a relatable character.
Right.
Chico was a mechanic.
Young.
Yeah, very young.
Yep.
And it was sweet old stuff.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, so he was accessible. Like the difference between the reason why centers can't sell sneakers but point guards can.
Yeah.
We can relate to a point guard because we see ourselves as being them. You look at Shaq and you're like, wow, I feel like that's what a Greek god from Olympus looks like. I would never be that. But you see, you know, back in the 90s, kids would see Steve Francis, and be like, hold up, he's only 5'11"?
Yeah,
like,
I can do that.
They said he's 6'2". No way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a relatability. And my father had a relatability that a lot of people did. I mean, you and I have talked about this. I've had stand-up comedians come up to me and tell me he's the reason they got in comedy. High-level stand-ups. Paul Reiser gave me a cigar, which I don't smoke, and I still smoked it because if a legend gives you a cigar, smoke that shit. I smoked the hell out of it. So
I
wasn't good at it.
Your breath for the next.
Dude, I was dying, man.
Me too.
Oh, I was like green.
I'm always like.
I felt like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Like,
me too.
we were walking the Radford lot. I did a pilot that he wrote, and that Harold Ramis, rest in peace, directed. I was super lucky.
Wow, that's crazy.
Crazy, right? And I wasn't quite ready for a comedy of that level yet, and so I couldn't. Looking back, I couldn't give them the performance they deserved. And if they would have made it a year later, I had figured so much shit out, probably through those failures, that I remember going. It was like just a random. I was driving to the beach to surf, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, that's how you do that, Joe. And it like totally.
That happens to me all the time.
Oh, Josh, I was so mad. And then in your head, of course, I'm like, man, if I'd have got that, I got him picked up. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you're just pissed at yourself.
All the time.
Anyway, we were walking around the back lot, and he says, man, it's crazy that you're cast in this. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, your dad was the reason that I became a stand-up comedian. He was like, I was in my apartment, and I read this story about him on the. What show was it? Not Milton Berle, but one of the like.
Henry Youngman?
No. Post that. It might have been Milton Berle, but
Henry Youngman's early. That's too early.
Yeah, I think it might have been Milton Berle, but he read a story about how this young 19-year-old kid crushed it and was going to be on the Tonight Show, and he was living in his apartment with Paula, his wife, and he told her that was the moment. He was like, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian, and he started going on stage right after that and started like committing his craft to stand-up comedy, and then became the creator, writer, executive producer of Mad About You. He was started on My Two Dads. People remember him from that, from another generation. And then a lot of his stand-up acts he wrote into books, which were all New York Times bestsellers. And he even wrote movies that he was in that were based off the comedy of his books.
Was he in the one? I think, guys. What movie was he just in, or TV show where he plays a scientist? I forget.
I don't know. I just remember him from Aliens, because he was the corporate scumbag in Aliens.
Oh, it's like a new show that's big. I can't fucking remember.
I don't know.
You know my.
I play video games.
Yeah, you do play video games. Now,
oh my God! Since we have no schedule, can I please tell you the greatest video game story that I had in like? It's quick.
Yes, remember. I'm just gonna throw in. We have to do a Mack Weldon.
All right, we'll get to Mac. Hold on. This bit will be sponsored by Mack Weldon's.
Boom.
Pirates wear underwear too. All right.
By the way, great. That's a great beginning.
Josh.
This sponsored by Mack Weldon.
I play a game called Sea of Thieves.
Yes, you do.
Okay, and I've told people about this again before, but for those who haven't heard, it's a online sandbox, open sandbox game. Meaning, if you have a computer or an Xbox and you have the game, you can jump in and you'll be a pirate on a ship, and you might be on my ship. If I have an open crew, if I have a closed crew, I have to invite you, or you might be able to sink me if we're on opposing ships, if you want, right? So I'm in the game, I park on an island, I have some skulls to get there. I have to kill these captains, these skeleton captains, and return their skulls so their souls can finally be at peace, lad. And I see a galleon coming up. A galleon is a 4-man ship. I'm on a sloop that's a 1-man ship. I'm not that good at dueling, meaning they can play on computers and point and click to shoot me and sword me, and I have to use a controller most of the time. And
but all 4 of them can shoot you at the same time.
yeah, but even one-on-one, like I'm just not that good at doing. So I have to be creative. So while I'm on this island, I find these gunpowder barrels that you can sell and get, you know, gold and a little credit with this company. And the more credit you have, the more access you have to their stuff. And you can also use them to blow stuff up, like skeletons. If there's too many, you can bring them to one and shoot it from long ways, and boom, everybody blows up. So I have these 4 skulls, and I have these 2 barrels, and I've all stacked them up in this cave. I'm on a place called Crook's Hollow, and it's this island with a great 3-way cave, 3 entrances that go into it. So I see this galleon come up, but I only see 2 guys get off. So it's 2 men running a 4-man ship. So now I'm like, I got a chance, but still, I got to be creative if I'm going to beat these guys. So I don't know if they see me. My boat's on the back side, but I have 4 skulls to get on my ship, and I'm like, I can't. They'll see me, they'll kill me, they'll sink me. So I go up. The second they see me, they draw their guns, right? I draw my instrument, and I start playing this sweet song.
Now, can they just shoot you?
If they choose. Okay. But they're looking at me like, the fuck is this guy doing? So then I run them to where my skulls are.
What do you mean you run them?
I let them follow me to where my skulls are. I point, and I have a mic, but I don't want to use it. So I point. I don't want people to, I just don't like hearing people. Yeah. I just want to do my own thing. So they follow me, and I point to the skulls. I pick one up, and the guy draws his gun like he's going to kill me, right? And I'm running, and he shoots, but he misses. I get onto their ship, and I put the skull on their ship. I jump off. I come back to him again. I point at the skulls. They grab a skull, and I cheer. My guy he has like an emote where he can cheer, right? And now these guys are going, oh, this motherfucker's going to give us his skulls, right?
Yeah.
So I run my second skull to their boat. For whatever reason, only one of them grabs a skull, so there's one left. I run back. I grab one of my gunpowder barrels and start going around the backside. Okay.
Can they see you at this point?
Not yet, no, because they're dropping one off while I've swam back, right? So they're coming back now. They don't see me. I see them now as I'm swimming up to their ship on one side. I see them still on the shore with my last skull on the other side. So if I'm underwater, they won't see me.
How long can you stay underwater?
Long enough.
Okay.
So I get to their ship, I get up the ladder, I run the barrel to the bottom of their boat, and I put it by the stairs, and I walk all the way to the bow of the boat, right? I hear them get on. I shoot the barrel. It puts 4 holes in the boat right away. I run to the back of the stairs so they won't see me when they come down. They run down the stairs.
Now, do they know it's you who did that?
For sure.
Okay.
Or if they don't, then that's shame on them.
Yeah.
They go to patch up the hole. They have wood planks, right? There's wood planks to fix your boat, cannonballs to kill people, and bananas to heal yourself. That's your food. So as soon as he puts the board on, I have a shotgun called a blunderbuss. I shotgun the first guy and then switch to my sword. Hack, hack, he's dead. The second guy turns around, but he has a board in his hand because he hasn't switched to his weapon yet. So while that board's in his hand, I reload my blunderbuss. He gets his sword out. I shoot him. Hack, hack. Now he's dead. Now, if the boat sinks before they respawn, they're going to spawn somewhere completely different, far, far away.
How long does it take to respawn?
At least 30 seconds.
Okay.
This boat is done for. I run up to the top. It sinks. I don't see them. All 4 of my skulls pop up to the surface. I grab all of them, put them on my boat, and took that shit all the way. And I was like, yo. Now, it added a good 20 minutes that I didn't want to spin because it was late at night. Yeah. I just wanted to go to bed. But I was like, yo, I think I can pull this off because these guys are like not killing me right away.
Can you ever look at their, whatever their names are, And is there any way to find them at some later point and be like, I fucked y'all?
Oh, for sure. It has recent players. Like, I get sent messages all the time, and somebody would be like, dude, I can't believe I saw you in game. Or another guy would be like, you play like a bitch. And
Did they reach out to you?
No, they didn't.
Because
not yet. I don't know.
We got fucked. Because you basically were like, I'm on your side, guys. You pulled Gollum on them.
Hey, they pulled their guns on me first, and one dude shot at me twice, or each of them shot at me once.
And he was a bad shot.
And he missed, so that's on him.
I love how you just started playing an instrument. Like, distracted him. Like,
just
they were
throw
like,
it out there. You got
this motherfucker?
All I know is this. Bugs Bunny was undefeated by doing shit like that. Those moves work because people are like, the fuck is this crazy fool doing?
That's the whole thing, guys.
Or, what's up, Doc? Dressed like a clown, and Elmer Fudd's got a shotgun. He's like, the fuck, okay, I guess I'm in a musical. And then he starts getting down, and then Bugs fucks him.
That's it, guys. So if you're ever in a situation where you think you might be in danger, dress like a female bunny, because that's what always works.
Damn straight.
That's what always
Basically
works.
what I did.
I will say, by the way, when
I pulled that move off. My Mac Weldons.
Of course, because they give you the confidence to do that stuff.
Gamer underwear.
Do you
Because you get hot. Your ass gets
Mac
hot.
Weldons?
Not when you wear Mac Weldons, they don't, because they breathe.
People always, when I get on stage, every show now,
No butt sweat.
someone will be like, prominent, no matter what, right when I walk in, and I always show people my underwear. Always
I
get the
get
Mac
dick
Weldons
hug.
on.
I don't get prominent anymore. Now it's just a full stream of hashtag dick hugs.
I get straight prominent, and you know why I wear them on stage? Not only because they're comfortable and I want my penis to look as big as possible when I'm on stage, but the truth of the matter is I've told you about Sweaty Guy, right?
Yeah.
So I have Sweaty Guy. Guys, for those of you who don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I just started sweat. Whenever that's why I wear black when I perform. And then Sweaty Guy started to spread to...
You perspire under the eye.
Yeah,
too.
I perspire under the eye.
Which is kind of cool, though. It keeps a lot of moisture there.
It's whatever...
Less wrinkles.
Yeah, for whatever reason, when I perform now, I perspire. But it started to...
Happened to the tennis player Patrick Rafter, too.
Who's he?
He was a former, Australian Open champion, Australian guy. And he had this weird thing where when he got older, his, sweat glands, certain ones stopped. And then the sweat was forced to go out other things.
Other places, yeah.
And he was forced to, shave his beard because it was opening the pores too much. And they were like, yo, you got to shave that. You got to cut your hair off. All these to get sweat to go somewhere else. He had some weird sweat thing.
So crazy.
You're basically like a professional athlete.
I am a professional athlete. I feel like that I have the same kind of genes and the same fast twitch muscles.
Think if Patrick Rafter had Mac Weldons, how many more world championships he would have won.
Well, think just if Patrick Rafter had my ankles and calves. He would have...
It's a shame you don't wear the Mac Weldon socks more to disguise those...
Yeah, they really need to beef him up. Because
you should pray for cankles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're almost, what's the opposite of cankle?
Me? Like what?
What's the gangster word for atrophied?
Skankles?
That's what you got.
Yeah, I got skankles, but I got pale white skankles.
Yeah, but you got the biceps, so you're good. Don't worry.
But you know what? By the way, guys, anybody who wants to be hashtag Dainty Ankle Crew, if you want to be part of the Dainty Ankle Crew, always send that off to me. Hashtag Dainty Ankle Crew. If you're part of the crew, hop on board. Right now, there's only 3 people in the crew, but we're always looking for a 4th. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, the Mac Weldon crew's way deeper than that.
Way deeper, guys. If you want your penis to look bigger, if you want it to take away the sweat problem sometimes that you have, if you want your socks to be so soft it feels like you're putting your feet in a pillow full of feathers.
Or your toothpicks.
Or your toothpicks, which is what I got. They got hoodies, they got joggers. I feel like, guys, you are at this point thinking, we get it. But if you haven't ordered them, you don't get it.
Well, and we have to tell you guys this, even if you don't want to hear it, because they're a sponsor of the show. So you are going to hear it from us every week. Don't get angry. Just get a pair of Mac Weldons so that you can tell your friends how great your dick feels too.
Yeah, that's my whole thing,
and then you
guys.
can bug your friends until they buy a pair. And then guess what? They won't hear from you anymore because they'll be bugging someone else.
You don't think when you're out there, you're with your wife or your girlfriend, and when you
what if
walk
you were in the
out with
car
a bigger dick, she's gonna be like, "What?"
Or what if you're in the car because it's being crazy fucking hot, and you just drove 40 minutes to dinner with your girl, and you get out, and you know there's that sweaty ass mark.
Oh, that's the worst.
You don't want that's from those cotton draws. You don't want that.
Nope.
You need to get your Mac Welds.
Yeah. You know what though? Every restaurant in Arizona and Texas, anywhere where it's really hot, They should have a touch-up room.
And they shouldn't have the plastic seats.
No.
Because that's just encouraging the booty sweat.
Yeah.
To where you sit looks like where the family that did the Soul Glow commercial got up in Coming to America, but your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, Mack Weldon is the way to go. That's all I can tell you. If you haven't tried them, I don't know what
What's
you're
the promo
waiting
code?
for. It's Prominent, PROMINENT, all caps, and in the promo code, you're going to get 20% off at MackWeldon.com. You just should try it. I will tell you right now, and he doesn't want me to mention his name, but I have a friend of mine who pitches in baseball and pitches on a team that I am a fan of. And but he told me this morning.
Think of the word baseball.
You know, this morning, because my brain is a little flustered right now. It's still groggy and foggy from last night's mahogany.
Wrap it up.
The guy was like, "Hey man, I'm wearing the Mack Weldons," and he's like, "I wear them underneath."
And he pitched a no-hitter.
Well, we'll throw that in there.
And
MackWeldon.com.
And he went 3 for 4.
Prominent. I do want to say one other thing, and this is just about
Mack Weldon.
No, about. You know, I've told you that, and guys, I think I told most of you that. So Beth is taking a little break from Hollywood right now. You know, she is an extreme giver and has had her. She's just taking a little break from Hollywood. She feels like it's good to recharge her soul and to fill herself back up. She's got a new project right now that I would love for you guys just to go check out. If you go to freetobeanartist.com, she started. The hat is right here. She started this project. She wanted to do something to give back. We found a place called the Safe Space, which is a place down in South Central. It's a church, and they are trying to build a safe space for kids who to get them off the streets, at-risk kids who aren't into sports. They're trying to find a place for kids who are in those communities who are into art and to expressing themselves creatively. And so they're trying to build this place called the Safe Space for these kids. And so this stuff called Free to Be an Artist, great hats, great t-shirts, and she's giving a large percentage of every sale back to this place, the Safe Space community. And also what she's trying to do is encourage young artists to post about themselves and post about their journey as an artist and what took them and got them to the place they are and why they love being an artist. If you post a video and you tag her, she will put your video on her site. And she's trying to spread that across the world. She's trying to make a difference. I tell fart jokes. She makes a difference. Go to freetobeanartist.com and let's help some kids out.
That's nice, man.
There you go. Now, I get asked. So there's something in Vegas called Ellis Mania every year. And this dude, he puts on, he used to be an ex-MMA fighter, skateboarder, but he puts on like a weird group of fights every year.
Wait, what's his first name?
Jason Ellis.
Jason Ellis. Yeah, I know who that is.
All right, so he was on Control Chaos last week. And so, but he did Ellis Mania. And 2 comics fight every year. So I told him.
Oh, no, I won't let you.
But they're not good fighters.
I won't let you.
How come?
No, man, you get hurt.
But what if I'm fighting somebody I might beat?
Bro, I've sparred with guys that I'm trying not to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Trying not to hurt. People that I would want to spar with again. So I purposely let them look good.
Yeah.
And they just move the wrong way into the wrong punch because they're not experienced. And the guy got fucked up. And I'm literally like holding them up
I'm
like,
not
dude,
fighting anybody who knows what they're doing.
Okay, but someone could throw a stupid punch. You could move the wrong way. You could get clipped. The fight games, that's serious shit.
But I got headgear on.
Doing it.
No?
Man,
What if you train me? What if Wayne trains me?
When is it?
It would be a year from yesterday.
Oh, dude, in a year, the
Yeah.
way you train, you'd be all right. Are you serious?
Yeah, I think I might do it.
Dude, if you trained for 6 months, you would knock some motherfuckers out.
I think conditioning-wise, I could get it.
I'm not even trying to like pump you up. I thought it was like,
No, a year.
oh, in like a week. I'm
No,
gonna
a
go
year.
fucking.
Because I told Ellis, I go, I think I might want to do that. I've always wanted to do it.
I'm gonna go beat up Brad. I like that guy. He's really funny.
But I would have to challenge someone to a fight. So we would have to think about who I
Let
would
me
challenge.
help you pick your opponent so that we can pick a tomato can.
Mm-hmm.
And look, if you train with Wayne
So we
for
say,
a year,
should I challenge Pauly Shore?
no, don't be. No, you got hurt, Pauly. Pauly's too small.
You
It
know,
has to be someone close to your size. It has to be. It has to be someone close to your weight, or you could really hurt him.
but that's what he does. Weight class, but weight and age, right?
Yeah, but Pauly probably weighs $140.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Pauly anyways. I don't think Pauly would do that. It would have to be
He's a sweetheart. You know?
He's good dude. But who like? If
I
we
mean, I know some guys that deserve a good ass whooping.
If we think of
they're
comics,
not comics. Can
like,
I
I
just
wouldn't mind getting in the ring with Rob Schneider.
Oh, what, from Judge Dredd?
No, Rob Schneider from Waterboy. You can do it.
Yeah, he was the guy in Judge Dredd that was like, Mr. I am the law.
Oh. Rob Schneider, I think I could take.
He's too light.
I think I got a shot against David Spade, although I like him, great guy.
You got 40 pounds on Spade. You keep picking like the bantamweight.
No, I'm trying
How
to
much
pick
do you weigh, Josh?
165.
Dude, you can't fight those guys.
Aren't they 165?
Are you shitting me?
Who's one?
Not in like a prosthetic Nutty Professor costume
Who's
would they be your weight.
165?
We'll have to find someone. I'll make Dolph Ziggler cut weight.
No.
He'd be like, beep, pop, pop.
Isn't he two? He's gonna be 220.
Yeah, but he'd cut weight. He was a Kent State All-American wrestler. He knows how to.
He was?
Oh yeah, he's a legit shooter.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he use that in?
Oh fuck yeah.
Because that probably makes it.
That's why it looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He knows how to make people look good. That's why they got him with all these young guys right now. Because he can make them look great on their journey to where he got to. He was a world champion.
Do wrestlers think as many moves ahead as jiu-jitsu? Is it the same kind of idea?
The guys and girls who have done it a while
Yes.
do. The young bucks don't. The young bucks are just following commands from the veteran wrestler. Even if the veteran wrestler is going to lose the match, they're still like when they're like picking somebody up. That's why so many wrestlers have long hair, because it covers them out. Just it's like inside stuff, right? Or like guys like John Cena, who you can usually hear on the camera mics because he's too loud. He'll be like, "All right, get up and then duck under my clothesline," and you're like, "Dude, come on, man."
Yeah, whisper.
Like just whisper. I know you're from Boston, and you guys.
Whisper.
He's like, "I am whispering from fucking Boston." But they'll use their hand like as they pick the guy up, and once their hand covers their mouth, they're like, "Hey, duck under 2 clotheslines, and then I'm gonna hit you with a boot." But that's the senior man or the senior woman dictating the match, and they're the ones that are 4, 5, 6 moves ahead.
Is there anything from older wrestling, 80s, 70s, that you wish was more in today's wrestling?
It's still in it.
Everything's in it?
Yeah, some people would say, oh, there's too many flips and stuff today, but that's the natural evolution of things.
But I like that. That
like,
shows athletes.
There were no curse words in movies in the 20s, like, and now there are. Like,
and people weren't dunking, and now they are.
Yeah, it's the evolution of the art form. But there are tons of techniques that are from the 70s and 80s that are still used to great effect, and like major parts of the match to this day. So I never miss that. Never.
Really? And
I've never missed it in any, I'm telling you, in any match, WWE match I've ever seen. Even in like cool indie brands like Ring of Honor, where guys are kicking out of the other guy's finisher like 12 times, which is kind of insane, but the crowd digs it, so fuck me. What do I know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, it's too much, but them, they're like, yeah, so they're right and I'm wrong.
And this is something.
But even they will utilize all the old school, you know, the arm locks, the basic Irish whip, the hip toss. Like the hip toss is from forever ago.
The hip toss is great, especially
it's
the hip toss
in every match.
Where the hip toss, like the 8 hip tosses in a row. I love that. It's always been my favorite.
Used to do that.
Yeah, always my favorite.
You'd have the armband, so every time you do it, they'd be like flapping in the breeze.
And I'd be like, I can't believe that dude's still falling for that shit.
Yeah, for real.
Do you feel like? And I guess I've never thought of this. Do you feel like the?
Oh, you're the best.
Do you feel like when they do the big arenas, stadium matches, are there performers performing for the TV or for the people in the arena?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay,
you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, okay. So what you're talking about? There's a camera side.
Yes.
And all the cameras, the hard cameras, are on one side, and we'll call that the west side of the arena. So those cameras are facing east. So the majority of the submission holds or resting holds, meaning they're gathering their breath again while I have you in like a neck crank, and you're like, I'm like, ask him, and you're like, no, I don't give up, I don't give. That's you resting or me resting because I'm fucking tired. So a lot of those are played to what they call hard camera, to the western side of the arena. So the eastern side of the arena is like, yo, what the fuck? So they put a jumbotron up. So now you can see that there. Now, the pay-per-views, I would say, are going to be about 60-40 hard cam rest of the audience, meaning the east side and the south side. There will be no north side because that's the ramp that everyone would walk down for a pay-per-view. So you don't ever have to play to that side. So you really only have 3 sides of the ring to play to. So it doesn't affect the match that much.
When you buy a ticket, do you know?
The marks do. The marks meaning the fans that are in the know.
Yeah.
They know where they want to sit. But a lot of them want to be on camera. So they would sit on the east side and see less, but their sign would be red and they would be seen. Like there's people you'll see at almost every match or people that go to every pay-per-view and it's like their thing, right? Like some people like I gotta go to a baseball game in every arena.
Yeah.
Other guys like, yo, I gotta go to every pay-per-view. And there's this one dude, he looks like a young Weird Al Yankovic. I see him at almost every motherfucking show. I'm like, nah, that dude look just like Weird Al Yankovic. And I forget every time. I'm like, oh, that's the same motherfucker that look like Weird Al.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and there's always people like that in the crowd.
You know,
it's just a part of the culture. I love it, man.
Yeah, I asked that because, you know, I've performed a couple times in the round.
Yeah.
Where the stage is in the middle of the arena. And I did one with Chelsea, but I can't even tell you how many when I used to tour with Larry the Cable Guy. And I used to, the first 2 times, I can't imagine those were good shows for anybody. Because I was like
it's got to be like a new muscle.
Dude, I was like a fast walker on a high school track.
Trying to give everybody. Yeah, that's got to be hard.
And
I can't imagine. I'm trying to think other guys. Didn't Chappelle do that in one of his TV specials?
Maybe.
I think one of his.
Elvis did it. His that special in the leather suit.
And he also, I feel. Oh no, that wasn't really in the round, but technically the Jailhouse Rock video was in the rounds. Technically.
Yep. Dude, have you ever seen his comeback special? Have you ever watched that? Him in the black leather.
Back in the day, because my godfather was a big fan, and my godfather taught him karate.
Yo, dude, you want to see charisma? You want to see to me?
And he sweats like you.
Yes, dude. And he was wearing all leather.
That's good jeans, man.
And
you got the Elvis.
I got the Elvis jeans. I got to put on some Eddie Murphy all leather. But the fact that that dude wore that leather jumpsuit
and didn't drop dead,
and nobody said shit. Like, hey, man.
And by the way, he hardly sweat.
I know, but that must have been the most uncomfortable. But you know that Elvis special as a performer? Mm-hmm. Because when you go back and you listen to people talk about him around that time, he was so insecure because he didn't know if people were going to like him.
I know, baby.
Right? Keep doing this. I like this part of the story.
I was scared.
But he was also Elvis, so he had this crazy charisma.
Always had.
So he had all this charisma shooting through.
Little Richard hates me.
But you sound like Val Kilmer and True Romance.
It was that bad pick. It was bad pick. I like you, Clarence.
Always have.
Always have.
Always will.
Always will.
But to see the insecurity and the confidence.
Those 10 motherfuckers talk to me when I went to piss, man. That would be so cool.
It's for a movie like that, man.
Just be sitting there taking a leak and be like, fucking Alexander Graham Bell, what the fuck? That would be so sick, man.
Attila the Hun.
Why
you here, man? I got my dick out. Put your robe on.
Never seen a cut one before.
Sorry.
Attila jokes don't only work to you.
That's a good reference. But that's crazy, by the way, about that True Romance, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. But for a movie to really be based in reality, in pretty real things, and then have
protagonists are losers.
Yeah.
And Clarence is a loser.
Yeah.
And you pull for him the whole time.
You know why, right?
Tell me why.
I think you pull for him because he's an innocent.
He's totally innocent.
He is a pure.
Yeah. And he makes choices that you would make.
And everything he does is pure, and he does it because he
doesn't judge.
No. And he loves this woman.
Yeah.
And it's the purest love, and you are rooting for true love. At the end of the day,
guys love this movie, and I'm telling you, you and I could do a podcast for 2 hours and just talk True Romance.
100%.
I did a movie with Scott Conn years ago. He's on Hawaii Five-0 now.
I love Scott Conn, dude.
He's
one of those dudes who can be kind of an asshole, but you love him.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, like, that's how he is in real life.
Oh, it's great, dude.
Too. Like, everyone thinks he's an asshole, and then everyone meets him, they're like, oh, he's just like this jujitsu surfer guy. Like, and that's all he does.
Is he a jujitsu guy?
Oh, yeah. Like, he doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs. Like, super clean living. He
just
surfs.
like his dad.
Look, Scotty had a 20s. Okay. He was 21 to 29 at one point in his life as well.
Yeah, his dad was 21 to 65, where he did it hard.
But hey, Scott handled business for a good decade.
And by the way, good at what he does.
Yeah. But we did a movie, and it was an independent film, very low budget, and he and I shared a 5-banger. For people who don't know what that means, it's one trailer that's cut into 5 compartments, and they're all about as big as an airport bathroom. Okay, a big airplane bathroom, not like a Southwest one, like a Delta one, right? And so we're in there together, and the only thing that got us through was I had a DVD, the director's cut of True Romance, and he and I would just put it on there while they tried to pull this movie off. They ran out of money halfway through, and we were stranded there for like 2 weeks.
Did it ever get released?
Yeah, it came out. It was a really cool movie. The guy that wrote all the Sopranos episodes, Terry Winter, it was his life story growing up in Brooklyn in the 80s. And it was me, Scott Kahn, Jerry Ferrara, Mina Suvari, and Alec Baldwin as this mob guy.
Dude, that dude is a badass writer.
For real. And I got to be Terry. That was my
That's awesome.
That was
What's
my
the name
character.
of the...
It was called Brooklyn Rule, or it's called I'm Nailed Right In, which was the INRI on the cross, on the crucifix. That's what the kids thought it stood for in his Catholic school. And they would joke that it stood for I'm Nailed Right In. But they changed it to Brooklyn Rules. It became the name of the film.
I'm nailed right in.
Yeah, pretty funny, right?
That's crazy.
The rap gift was a crucifix, and it had I'm Nailed Right In underneath it.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I wish I had.
Yeah. That's like a Brooklyn kid thing or a Boston kid thing to come up with for sure.
Nailed right in.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who came up with that was like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever
For real, he's like, I can't wait to tell my 12-year-old friends what I just came up with.
If that had happened in today's,
it would go viral.
he would have set out about 1 million texts in about 30 seconds. Nailed. It's like when I get a dirty picture that I cannot wait to send to 1 million people, or those videos you send me, dude, are hilarious.
Dude, I fall in Instagram black holes all the time. What do you want to do? Is it time?
It is time for Mount Rushmore.
Dun, 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 the purge.
So we're going to do the purge.
Prepare to purge yourself.
And we are going to do crimes.
4 crimes
Okay.
that if there was no legal ramifications, you would pull off on Purge. We'll call Purge Day so they don't sue us. Purge Day.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Can I give myself not weapons, but can I build up?
Bro, there's no laws for a
Okay.
day. You keep asking me like, Freddie, what are the rules on this ruleless day?
I put one of those, you know, like in Mad Max on the front of the cars, they have those big metal, like almost V's.
Yeah.
I put it on and I get in the left-hand lane on the 405. I get in a big fucking truck, and anyone doing under 75, well, fuck you. That's it. The left-hand lane.
So we'll call it
I purge the left-hand lane.
fuck you quota.
Yeah, I purge the left-hand lane.
Okay, I will also go with the traffic one because,
Ooh.
but mine is non-violent, where you went right to death and murder.
No. Who said death?
They'll die at 70 miles an hour when you crash into them. Yes, they
Not
will.
if they
You
get
know
out of the
that
way.
because you're a sick psycho.
Mhm.
I was just gonna go Autobahn style, no speed limits. I'm gonna drive 140 miles an hour in a sports car to Vegas, and I'm gonna make it in like 2 hours and 12 minutes.
That's cute.
I didn't start right with death.
So
All right, go
I
number
think
2.
you guys know how much I like somebody who does a slow stroll in front of my car.
Hit and run. Oh, this is getting saucy. You would commit a hit and run.
No.
No?
No.
You're gonna call it a bump and run?
I get on my car. I put 12 air horns under the hood.
Yeah, you're cleaning it up.
And I get at least a 3-second just for an entire day, and with that they can't do anything to me or my car, and I get to watch people scared out of their minds for being inconsiderate fucks and walking half a mile an hour in front of my car, so I can't take a right-hand turn and I have to wait there another 10 minutes. Not that that happened this morning, but you know who you are.
The purge might actually be a good thing for you, Joe.
Yeah, I really. I think so. Okay, so yeah, I get the 8 million air horns under my hood, and I get to scare people with my horn.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. Yeah, Mad Max.
Okay, my number 2 is rob a bank.
I like it.
I have wanted to rob a bank pretty much my whole life, but once Heat came out with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, that was where like you'd be driving down Ventura Boulevard and see a bank and like be like, man, I can fucking rob that for real, man. Like that would be so crazy. The only reason you don't is because you get shot and killed by the police, like they did in North Hollywood when I lived there.
Yo, with those body, you were there for that one with the full body armor,
bro. We were like a block from it.
Get the fuck out of here.
I lived on Camarillo and I think it was called like Riverdale.
Yo, that was the
like
real deal.
I'm not joking. Like 2 blocks from the actual B of A that those dudes.
Were you home?
Yeah, we were watching.
Hear shit?
Yes, I'm telling you, dude. It was that close, and as horrible as that was, like the very next day, I was like, man, I wonder if I can rob a bank. Like, because your brain just goes there, man. Like,
but yo, that was the
legit.
first time I was like, wait, so I could.
Where movie shit was real.
Movie shit was real, and it made me realize and understand. Wait, he ordered all of that body armor offline? Like anybody online?
Yeah.
Anybody could just go and order head-to-toe body armor?
Well, that was when the police were way out
gunned. Yeah.
They were fighting with, 6-shooters and
it was bouncing off
Berettas, and those guys had fully automatic
to
rifles.
Watch guys calmly walk out of a bank with people firing
hits.
People firing at them.
You could see the hits.
People firing at them.
And they're just like,
they was like,
I was like, yo, that's video game shit. That's scary. So I would rob a bank, but there would be no police, so there would be no shootout. Right. I would just get to like drill through the safe, open the safe, put all the sweet gold in sacks, and then carry all the gold and booty out. Yeah, well, what do you want, man?
I go with one of two things. Doesn't matter. You can go either one. I want to do a crime like the Thomas Crown Affair or Ocean's 11 or something like that. Like a caper.
A museum.
Like a caper, yeah.
Robbery.
Yeah, with a group.
I love it.
With like a group of guys.
I want to help you.
Yeah, with like a group of guys. You're in my group, man.
Right,
You're in my group.
Yeah, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, so I think, you know what we do for our next...
We might have to do this on a Thursday. Fuck a Purge day.
Dude, our next Mount Rushmore, we might want to put together our Ocean's 11. You know?
Put together a pretty shitty team.
Yeah, I mean, an Ocean's, and we're gonna have to consolidate because they had like 11
4.
dudes to do 11 different things.
Ocean's 4.
Yeah, so you're gonna need somebody who can do
But their crew had to split a lot of money. Our crew only splits 4 ways, and that's if we don't off one of them.
But you're gonna need somebody to do the electronics and that little Asian dude to fit into places.
Dude, my boy Nick can do all the electronics. I already know this little karate chick. It's no joke. Her name is Mestiza Ninja on Instagram. She's mad little. She played Weapon X.
Are you gonna have her? That's your little person who fits into places?
Not the actress, but her stunt person was this girl, and she's like legit, and she could for sure John McClane any air conditioning vent and whip an ass or two when she gets out.
I'm gonna tell you something right now.
I totally like.
I am gonna have somebody on my crew that is gonna stun you. We'll wait till next week, but I can already think it's gonna stun you. And for the reasons
I won't say anything.
It's going to be so good. That's going to be our next week.
I don't want to be right. All right. So what's your
Thomas, that's my third.
Okay, that's your third.
I went
gotcha.
75 in the left-hand lane. I scared people to death with my air horns, and I'm committing a caper.
I like that caper. I don't know how purgy the air horn thing is, but right on.
Well, it's purgy because I won't get in trouble. And it's low key.
I got you. And no, I'm not judging it.
But you know how much I like scaring people.
No, you do, and you don't want any ramifications, so it's cool.
Yeah.
My third one's real simple, man. There's some motherfuckers that need to get got. Mm-hmm. So murder.
Are you specific with your murder?
It's not just random people. It would be peeps that my morality have deemed worthy of death.
So
that's fair.
I like it.
It's Purge Day.
I like it. It's Purge Day, and mine is gonna be. I've seen Blow. And
you want to run drugs?
I want to be Johnny Depp.
You want to get
like a lot of fun, man.
Cessna flying mad low.
Yo, all I'm saying is all those movies where guys are selling drugs in bringing them in from other countries or doing heroin. Yo, they look like they're having a lot of fun.
Dude, a smuggler. That's what the law is.
The first half of the movie looks like a lot of fun. So I want to live in the first half of the movie. Second half of the movie, I don't want to be part of.
All right, smuggle it up.
Smuggle it up.
My last one's really easy, dude. I've never done it because I was always too scared to as a kid. I want to dine and ditch.
Oh, dine and ditch? You never dined and ditch?
No, I was like too churchy, and my mom raised me right. And my buddies one time were like, "Come on, dude, we're all going." I was like, "Fine, I'll pay for everyone," and I did.
Dude.
So I would dine and ditch because it's like a bucket list thing. I've never done it. I would want to do it.
You and I.
But if I did it today, people would be like,
you couldn't do it.
That motherfucker Freddie Prinze from Scooby fucking Doo dine and ditch. They'd be like,
this is how we do it today. The way we do it today.
I can't.
is we'd do it, and then we'd go back in 2 minutes later and be like, we just wanted to do it. We just wanted to do it.
I just wanted to purge it.
We just wanted to do it.
I had to purge.
Here's an extra big tip. Here you go.
For real.
I mean, that might be fun.
I would still leave a tip.
I know. You dine and ditch, but you leave a tip. Here, that's for you. But fuck you.
I feel too guilty.
You know what's funny?
By the way, it's weird. I have no guilt killing somebody who I feel
you didn't feel
deserves
guilty
it,
about any of that.
but I would have to leave a tip.
That's so funny.
I'd be like, well, she probably.
Can I tell you when
They made a medium rare?
when the Bachelorette party left? They left without paying. So the next day,
Nice.
I came in and I gave the waitstaff, the waiter who was doing the table,
you did.
I gave him a $40 tip. I was like,
you did.
I'm really sorry they left and they didn't tip you. So here's $40. I don't know what they would have tipped you, but I'm sorry that was your problem.
That's why you're the best, man.
But like,
You're the best around.
living on
Holy land can't keep you down.
Guys, what do you want to promote? I'm glad I keep signing Freddie's book at shows.
Yeah, thanks for buying my book and not Josh's.
So funny. It makes me laugh every time I sign it right in the crack. But you guys, tell
But
them,
you can buy Josh's too.
tell them about
this,
Egg.
this Friday, you guys. It is the long-awaited debut of the Oregon Trail with Josh Wolf, myself, my game nemesis Macaulay Culkin, the awesome Marilyn Rackschub, and John Lee Brody. And if you haven't seen the trailer for it, you can see it on my Instagram or whoever else reposted it. And you can see it Friday on youtube.com/GEGGHEAD. That's Egghead with a
G.
Thank you.
It is a really fun stream and a really fun video.
This was our best one to date, and I loved playing that game with you guys. And to me, it's the most fun we've had so far.
So good.
Yeah. What you promote?
ComedianJoshWolf.com, guys, for tour dates. Chicago, the 6th and 7th dates of September. I think I'm in Jacksonville. I think I'm in Long
The
Island.
city that. Sorry.
ComedianJoshWolf.com.
Long Island. You're going to Long Island?
For tour dates, I
have
think
cousins
so.
in Long Island.
Yeah, maybe they'll come to the show.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool.
Control Chaos, guys, 7 o'clock on
Shout out
Tuesdays.
to Smithtown, Long Island. What?
And I think that's it.
Yeah, tonight. Control
Tonight.
Chaos.
On my Facebook fan page. And
Funny people.
I think I'm moving it to YouTube, by the way.
Nice, dude. They're not sad people, right? They're funny.
They're funny people. They're funny people.
Are you done to do a sad episode?
We could. You want to come on and cry with me? We're living in a...
That would end up being funny.
I know.
Yeah, bring out people with just pain.
Yo, I'd end up
serious.
laughing. That's not good.
You're right.
I'd end up laughing.
All right, well then watch the funny version tonight.
Control Chaos on my Facebook fan page. And guys, Prinze and the Wolf, download, rate, subscribe.
And tell your mama, tell your friends.
Yeah, and next week, I know some of you asked, I will play the OG theme song.
Nice.
And I think I am going to come next week with a couple scenes written for 15 items or 15 items or less.
Maybe we'll have to act them out.
Yeah, that's why I said we should do a table
We'll have to
read.
workshop.
Do table read.
Ooh, we're gonna workshop it.
And when we come back next week, I want to tell you the story about.
I'm gonna give you notes the way like a leading actor who's getting your
Hilarious.
film financed would give you notes when they know they have all the leverage.
And remind me, it's so funny. Remind me next week to tell you the story about, guys, the first pilot I ever was part of that was about my life story. You know, Ryan Reynolds did the table read for me. I'm gonna tell you that story. Guys, Prinze and the Wolf. Love you. I gotta go pee so badly.
Go pee.
We're living in a...
Reynolds made you look good.